All right, we're here. We finally hit rock bottom, and rock bottom is number one, The Grave. And I can't stand this one. I can't stand it. Unlike 22, which is kind of fun to watch because it's so horrible, this one is just the most overbearing, obnoxious. It thinks it's so smart, but it's not because it's a ripoff of an urban legend. And furthermore, it's not even like a scary one. This isn't even a scary urban legend like the hearse driver, which isn't even scary. This is just stupid. This is stupid levels of just a story that has just gone on too long. And the plot is, oh no, I was wearing a long coat and I stabbed myself in the coat and I confused the feeling of a stabbing in the coat with a freaking zombie grabbing me and I just died of a heart attack. No, that has never happened, never will happen. Stabbing yourself in the coat doesn't feel anything like a zombie coming from back from beyond the grave, and I don't care if you call it Pinto Sykes or George Papard is in it. I don't care. And why? What the frick is the lady doing? She's like Morticia from the Addams Family, but she sucks. And she's I'm gonna have a creepy laugh. Oh, my husband is oh, your husband's angry? You just changed it up. It could just as easily be the slumber party. Oh, haha, old man McCluskey died last night. You better take a ski pole and try and haha, can you stab him and be not scared? And then oh my gosh, she died of a heart attack because she thought that the knife that she pinned through her long coat was the hand of the dead. This is juvenile. It's freaking juvenile. And what's really sad about it is that Rod Serling and co think they can just disguise this urban legend because they changed the setting to the Old West. It is absolutely pathetic. There's a good episode set in the Old West. I mean, there are actually a lot. I love when Twilight Zone tries something new and mixes the sci-fi and the horror with the Western genre because it's very interesting to see what the emerging sci-fi genre has to say about the dying Western genre. You know, Twilight Zone takes a big old piss on the westerns, and it just is hilarious. You got uh, Mr. Denton on Doomsday, great. You got 100 Yards Over the Rim, spectacular. You got Showdown with Rance McGrew, side splitting. You got what's the Mr. Garrity, amazing, and Doctor Stringfellow is a ripoff of Mr. Garrity, but never mind that. The point being, these are like good episodes, and then you've got this horrible episode with George Papard, and it just changes the slumber party or you could set this in medieval times for all anyone cares. It's the same. It's implausible. And then this one has the audacity to be like, oh, well, the wind wasn't blowing so that his coat would be over the grave, so look, it is the corpse. It is a zombie because the wind. And it's like, no, the wind can change several times over the course of a given night. You didn't show what happened because you're lazy and you can't afford the special effects for a zombie. And you have the gall for this stupid Morticia lady to act as if there's like a, oh my gosh, it was the zombie. Show me the zombie or I don't care because I don't believe that this big strong George Papard man who supposedly just shot down Pinto Sykes is going to be scared enough that he's going to confuse a knife in his coat with the grasp of the undead, that he would have a heart attack from this. I mean, this is what I don't get about this urban legend. If you are brave enough to go into a graveyard and desecrate someone's grave, I mean lightly, but stab a knife into their grave, and you stick your coat, and you're just like, ooh, who has a heart attack like that? I mean, you must be expecting something. I mean, you're stabbing a grave. You're stabbing someone's grave. Why wouldn't you expect, like, a zombie to pop out or something? Like, that's possible. Like, uh, but also just don't wear a long coat. And if you do wear a long coat, just notice, oh, I have a long coat on, or oh, I have a dress on, or whatever the thousand, or no, usually it's, oh, I stick my long coat and I don't notice I've done that, but then I get up and oh, I feel the tug and I think it's the corpse, like, and you have a heart attack from that, a little tug. It could be like a bush, or it could be a bramble or something. Like, just get a grip on yourself. And also, even if there is a zombie, as this episode has the audacity to suggest without showing me something, like the last scene of Mr. Garrity, that's amazing. Like, that's amazing. That is a good zombie scene. That's how to do it. Uh, but this one is just like, oh, it's because the wind. Like, who cares about the wind? His coat could have been under him. Who the frick knows? But and these stupid cowboys trying to make it all sophisticated, like they're the brilliant detectives deducing what went on. Like, well, I guess he stuck himself, and then it was like he like stood up, and he's like, oh, I got stuck. Just the most stupid explanation. And even if there is a zombie, if Pinto Sykes, freaking Pinto Sykes, it's like a name from a random name generator is how much they care about this episode. But if Pinto Sykes, or I won't even call him that, if the stupid zombie is really still alive, are you really going to tell me? I mean, it doesn't even specify if he's the flesh-eating kind, that he is going to be able to overpower freaking George Peppard in a fight. Like, and here's another question. Like, how can he take his revenge on George Peppard, who killed him, supposedly? Like, you suck. You're a zombie. He has a gun. Or even if the gun doesn't work on the zombie, you're a pile of bones. This episode, I shouldn't be questioning the logic of this episode, because this episode is by default nonsense that is based on a garbage urban legend that I can't stand. And this is above 22 because, at least 22 is kind of fun to watch. This one is just Twilight Zone not trying, and that is just something I can't accept. You've got the stupid, I put the fan favorites, like I have The Beholder or To Serve Man or whatnot, on the high end of this list. Because they're overrated, sure, and they're not good. But at least they try. I mean, at least they're original. At least they have something. And I can understand why people like that episode. But people liking this episode, it's insane. This isn't a good episode. This is garbage. It is horrible. I can't freaking stand it. And this is just the most horrible Twilight Zone episode. It is just the worst. It is just, you can't go lower than this. I mean, maybe you can. I need to rewatch the whole series, but this is probably the worst. This is just, it went too far. Okay, all done. Well, that's the top 10 worst of the Twilight Zone episodes. I hope you enjoyed. I really felt physical cringe there near the end, so if you enjoyed this top 10 list, I know I promised to get it done, so by gosh, I'm gonna upload these, get them done, by gosh, yeah. Satisfy you this spooky season, but I hope I never have to do that again. Because I think with a critical mind, and when a critical mind is damaged, look out. Nicholas R. Camp signing off this spooky season. Get ready for the spookiest special ever.